Benny Johnson on X. Breaking. FBI discloses to Congress it embedded 275 plainclothes agents in the January 6th crowd. What is even real anymore? I mean, I know it just confirms everyone's like what we already knew, but the fact that it's like a fact officially, the conspiracy theorists, it's like, how do you make a conspiracy theory come true? Just wait 6 months. Here you go. 275 is a load of people. That's a lot of people. Like, I would have thought 10 or 12 or even 25 would have been a lot. 275? That's going to be like 10% of the people that were in there. Maybe more, maybe 20%. That's insane. FBI had 275 plainclothes agents embedded in January 6 crowds, congressional source says. Wow. So it basically means that there were more FBI agents instigating rather than actual protesters. No wonder so many of them who were caught on camera instigating never got arrested. 275 feds. Come on, do an insurrection. Oh, that was quick. Holy. Congress needs to subpoena the January 6th committee. January 6th was a setup. Destroyed exculpatory evidence. Inserted fictitious audio into January 6th video. What? Avoided key witnesses like Chief of Capitol Police. Removed Republicans from the committee. Televised hearings on prime time to influence the public. The select committee was the cover-up. Wow. January 6th was an attempted insurrection led by 275 feds. That's the other thing, too. Remember, by the way, that was it former military girl that was killed? Like, it makes you wonder if it would have gotten to that point without that kind of stuff. And how bad the TDS is with these people in government to try to create an insurrection, to have a reason to go after Trump. Think about that for a second. How nuts this all is. This is insane. Ashley Babbitt, yeah. Wow. This is a massive, massive story. Here's the story. Disclosure by the FBI to Congress answers long simmering question, but does not reveal what the agents did that day. The FBI acknowledged that it had 275 plainclothes agents in the massive crowds, January 6th, more than 4.5 years after questions were first raised about the level of FBI involvement that day. A senior congressional source said the number is not necessarily a surprise, since the FBI often, I want you guys to mental note this, by the way. Don't forget this. The FBI often embeds counter surveillance personnel at large events. But given the FBI's, until now, steadfast refusal to disclose the level of its presence at the Capitol, the figure might still be viewed with skepticism in some quarters. Which, by the way, them admitting they had 275 means that it's probably way more than that. Keep that in mind as well. The news comes in the wake of claims by the U.S. Department of Justice Office and Inspector General that the FBI had no undercover personnel in the January 6th crowd. We found no evidence in the materials we reviewed or the testimony we received showing or suggesting that the FBI had undercover employees in the various crowd protests or at the Capitol on January 6th, the DOJ said in an 88-page report released in December 2024. That kind of flies directly in the face of that news. try to make heads or tails of that, because what you were told before was a lie, and now we got the truth. 275 plainclothes. That's insane. And oh, by the way, what about the people that were put in prison for daring to walk through the Capitol? And many of them in prison for years? Like, bro, what? The whole situation is just so broken. It's got to make you wonder, what the government is even trying to do. And speaking of, this kind of rolls right into more stuff coming out of the situation. James Comey officially indicted for alleged obstruction of justice and making false statements. It's all coming down. The house of cards crashing down. Let's hear what they say.
Welcome back. Breaking right now. Tonight, a major update to a story we brought to you earlier in the hour. A grand jury has just handed down an indictment for former FBI Director James Comey. The Justice Department accuses Comey of lying to Congress while under oath back in 2020. Let's bring in David Spunt with all the breaking details. David.
Because these people feel like they have no repercussions. They don't care about telling the truth or not. They feel like they're too big to fail. No matter what they say, it won't be held against them. That's why they hated Trump so much.
What can you tell us?
Well, Jillian, we are waiting to get the actual details of the indictment. We're just told that an indictment has been handed up against the former FBI Director James Comey.
Crazy.
So I don't want to speculate on the actual charges yet until I see the paper in hand. That's the only responsible thing to do. But we know that James Comey, the former FBI Director, has been indicted. We're waiting to see if there's any sort of comment from the Justice Department.
And then we have James Comey giving his rebuttal from Colin Rugg saying, just in, former FBI Director James Comey releases urgent statement on Instagram claiming he's innocent. Oh, okay. Yeah, trust him, guys. The FBI Director totally wouldn't lie about anything. We will not live on our knees, Comey said to his followers. Comey is accused of lying to Congress about his handling of the Trump-Russia probe. Comey is facing up to 5 years in prison if convicted. I don't know about you guys, but just based off of what I've lived through, I do not trust a damn thing this guy says. But let's hear about it.
My family and I have known for years that there are costs to standing up to Donald Trump.
Oh, God. Here we go. Don't look at me, guys, and the stuff that I did to lie. No. Donald Trump is the problem. Old reliable. Where's SpongeBob when you need him?
But we couldn't imagine ourselves living any other way. We will not live on our knees, and you shouldn't either.
Did he rip this page out of Jimmy Kimmel's My Free Speech? It's Trump, guys. It's all Trump.
Somebody that I love dearly recently said that fear is the tool of a tyrant, and she's right. But I'm not afraid, and I hope you're not either. I hope instead
that was a lie, too. He's very afraid, guys.
You are engaged. You are paying attention.
In before fascism, says Death on a Trekkie.
And you will vote like your beloved country depends upon it, which it does. My heart is broken for the Department of Justice, but I have great confidence in the federal judicial system, and I'm innocent. So
I can't even say it without laughing. And listen, he like cracks a smile when he says I'm innocent.
Federal judicial system, and I'm innocent.
Oh, God, that's great. That's great.
So let's have a trial and keep the faith.
Yeah, because Trump, guys, Orange Man bad and all that. Shout out to Jay Viper. He says, this man lied to Congress and a grand jury found there to be evidence for a trial. The Biden administration set the precedent. Enjoy the pendulum, Comey, you lying piece of garbage. And this was quote tweeting Nick Sorter, who says, breaking, disgraced former FBI Director James Comey responds to his indictment, reading an obvious script. I'm innocent. I'm not afraid. Let's have a trial. Yes, James. Let's do that. Very, very obvious, expected response from Comey to blame it on Trump. I'll leave it with this one. I saw Nux post this. Former FBI Director James Comey has been indicted for obstruction of justice and making false statements. Libtards. OMG, how could you wield the justice system against political opponents? This is fascism. Literally Hitler. Also libtards. 700 years in prison for a sitting president of the United States. Criminal cases against Donald Trump since 2017. New York hush money case. Indicted March 2023. Federal classified documents case, June 2023. Federal election interference case, August 2023. Georgia election interference case, August 2023. We're going to catch them all straight to jail. Love it. Today is a good day. I hope for many more. Classic. This is, by the way, the pendulum swing, the lefty lunatic logic that they consistently forgot about when they were wielding the power and saying, yes, we are going to go after Trump. We're going to take down all our political opponents and make them the enemy. And then Trump's in power and he starts doing the same shit to them. And they're like, oh, my freedom. I'm allowed to do this. This is an evil dictator now. From the same people that were trying to fucking put him in prison. Oh, the irony. You love to see it. But yeah, I guess we'll see where it goes from there. But I think between the Comey situation and the FBI having this situation specifically on January 6th, I would be there day one to be watching that trial. I would love to see what comes out of it. We'll find out, but I will leave that one there.